Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today, talking a little bit about some professional wrestling. Last night with WWE Battleground, Undertaker makes his return, and easily the hottest match that everybody wants to see now is Brock Lesnar versus the Undertaker. Undertaker showed up. He costed Brock Lesnar his chance at reclaiming his WWE Championship against Seth Rollins, and this is one that honestly you have to sort of disband your disbelief about wrestling. You know, you have to sort of like scratch your head and wonder, why, Undertaker would show up at Battleground to make sure that Brock Lesnar did not become champion by beating Seth Rollins. Why wouldn't he have showed up last year at SummerSlam when he was tossing John Cena around with all those German suplexes to become the WWE champion? Definitely that would have been on a bigger stage than Battleground. But, definitely the rematch of Lesnar and Undertaker easily is the biggest match that WWE could put on right now. I think that it does have a lot of appeal of the rematch from WrestleMania 30, the ending of the streak, and pushing to have the biggest match that you can. Definitely with SummerSlam around the corner, I think that's where most people think this match is going to take place. But Undertaker wrestling on a show that's not named WrestleMania has not happened in a long time. I believe the last time Undertaker wrestled at SummerSlam was 2008. The last time he appeared on a SummerSlam was 2010, coming back during the Kane match, coming out of he had been put into a coma. Kane was trying to find out who, beat up his brother, and it ended up being that Kane was the one who took his own brother out, starting a feud of Undertaker versus Kane, which would be Undertaker's last sort of full-time status in the WWE. I believe Undertaker would get hurt during their trio of matches, and that is sort of when Undertaker becomes a once-in-a-lifetime or once-in-a-year kind of wrestler, because they didn't want to take the risk of not having Undertaker at WrestleMania, seeing how the streak meant more than almost anything WWE could really put on. Of course, Undertaker didn't appear at WrestleMania 2000, which would be 16, and did not appear at WrestleMania 10. So, since then, we've always been getting good Undertaker matches year in and year out. I'll never forget, I was there in the Superdome when Brock beat Taker at WrestleMania 30. I thought that it was the biggest surprise that I've ever seen in WWE ever. And to be there live was even more. I remember thinking, did the referee screw up? Did he count to 3 when he wasn't supposed to? I remember that it didn't. I don't remember hearing the bell for the longest time, and then I don't remember anything coming up on the Tron above the thing for which seemed like forever before they finally put up 21-1 up there on the screen, and then it seemed like it was an eternity before Justin Roberts got on the microphone and started announcing that Brock had won. It felt like a punch in the gut. I mean, Undertaker was that one guy that the streak meant more than anything. For years, I had been picking people to beat the streak. I remember thinking that Shawn Michaels was going to do it at 25 and at 26. I thought there was no way in the world that Shawn was going to retire. I thought that Triple H was going to beat him at 27, but I sort of was talking myself out of it as it went down to it. And then as I was sitting there watching the match live, I was like, shit, it's really going to happen. And then the next year, I thought that there was sort of a chance that Triple H would do it. I thought that CM Punk was the guy that could have ended it as well, seeing how I thought he was the future of the WWE. But looking back now with him, maybe if he did beat the streak, maybe he would think more of a WWE, Triple H, and them for believing in him. But, if he was to leave us to go to UFC like he did, maybe that would be a huge mistake for WWE to do. So it doesn't make a lot of sense that Undertaker came back last year and fought Bray Wyatt. I know that Bray Wyatt was poking the bear, as Jim and I would say, trying to get that match. But I don't know. Undertaker and Brock should have went down at last year's WrestleMania, but instead it looks like it's going to be happening at SummerSlam, unless they're going to stretch it out where it's going to last a long time. I know that Brock doesn't wrestle a lot. So for Lesnar to be a part of the Beast in the East show, for Lesnar to be part of Battleground, and then Lesnar to be a part of SummerSlam, 3 shows so close together. It seems like WWE's going to go for a long time with Brock Lesnar not being around. And if you remember, Brock Lesnar won the championship at SummerSlam, then he fought in a rematch at Night of Champions, and then we didn't see him all the way up into the Royal Rumble as champion. And I don't know, man, wrestling just seemed like it just... I know that they were pushing new stars at that time with Dean Ambrose, with Seth Rollins. They were able to be pushed into main events. I know that Bray Wyatt was able to be in a main event at TLC against Dean Ambrose. So they were building at that time. But honestly, with the roster that they have, they shouldn't be building. They should be just killing it. They have as many guys right now as the Attitude Era had that they can put up on top. So WWE should be putting on the best shows that they can. So that's what I'm thinking that SummerSlam is going to be, with this new sort of WrestleMania feel to it. You've got, Sting versus Bray Wyatt, which deal to me isn't that big, but a lot of people like Sting, so that should be a big deal for that match. You've got Undertaker versus Lesnar that should be happening. John Cena is rumored to maybe be going after the WWE Championship against Seth Rollins. So they should be putting together a big card, and I guess, as promised, the Intercontinental Championship match with Ryback, Big Show, and Miz should be happening at SummerSlam as well, unless they just blow it off on Monday Night Raw between here or there. But you got Kevin Owens, you got Cesaro, you got Rusev. They're all hungry and they're all looking for a spot to take over. Ziggler in the mix whenever he comes back from making that movie or that injury, whatever you want to believe. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Lesnar versus Taker is the biggest match that WWE honestly could put on. It's WrestleMania-esque, but it's not even going to happen at WrestleMania. Happening at SummerSlam. You got to put your money. I listened to Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer today, and Alvarez was saying it would make more sense and it would be realistic for something to be really, really big for SummerSlam to happen, and all the Undertaker fans to think that he's going to beat Brock because it's not a championship match. The streak isn't involved, and Lesnar goes over again. Taker sits out for a while, comes back, for the WrestleMania push, comes back and challenges him. This is it, one more time. WrestleMania 32, biggest stage of them all, right there in Cowboy Stadium. We need to put on a great show. Me and you, one-on-one, let's get it on. I'll put up my career. But that doesn't make sense either, because no matter what, Taker's probably going to retire. So I don't know, maybe they just say that the career's on the line and then we just never see Undertaker ever again. But it's going to be a big one, and I'm glad I'm going to be there. Hopefully those WrestleMania packages will go on sooner than later, and we can get those knocked out so that I know that I'm in. But as of right now, they're building up a big show for SummerSlam, which is going to lead to a bigger WrestleMania 32.